Hey guys, what's going on? This is Knife Standards. I am back with my full review, kind of an overview, definitely not a long-term review, but I'm back with my full review of the Tempest Knives Fractus prototype. I had this in for a couple days. This is heading out later today. So I wanted to hop on and do a more, full, in-depth video, a little bit more detailed, and show you guys what this prototype is all about, and also go over, I have some paperwork here, go over the details. In my first video, I did not do that. I wanted it to be more of just a spontaneous unboxing, first impressions. And now, especially because the pre-order is coming up very soon in the next day or two for this guy, I wanted to go over the specifics and all the details, the different versions, and then there are a couple changes that will be happening on this. Again, this is the Tempest Knives Fractus. This is from KC over at Knives Fast. So definitely check out his channel and his knife content. He has some really great designs, and this is the first one I've been able to handle. So we'll get into that full review in just a second. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. And of course, you can check out my designs at knifestandards.com. RR Station pre-order. This is the last week to get in on the special pre-order pricing, and we have a couple RR Standards in special configurations that are customized. So check those out as well. All right, so let's talk about the Tempest Knives Fractus. Really cool knife, cool design. I like it a lot. I've been carrying this today. It carries really well in pocket. I actually like this very thin, I'm assuming this is titanium, milled titanium clip, deep carry. Feels good in pocket, doesn't take up too much space. The profile is really nice. Sometimes you have a knife that's just a little bit chunky in your pocket, and this is not one of those knives. Very kind of sleek profile. Now let's go ahead and go over the pre-order details. I'll get that out of the way so you guys know when to keep an eye out for this and when to pre-order. So February 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's my time, that's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Pre-order price for all three versions, there are three versions coming, will be $200. $200 for this. It's an awesome deal. This definitely feels like a higher quality knife than the price point that it's at. You know, it feels like this could be $250, $275, but it's coming in at $200. Three versions. We have the the blue sky version, bead blasted titanium frame with Arctic Storm fat carbon inlay, satin finish blade, less than 100 available of that version. Also have the silver lining, which is this bead blasted titanium frame with weave, carbon fiber, satin finish blade, less than 50 available. And then Storm Cloud, which is black wash titanium frame with weave, carbon fiber, and a black wash blade. I actually haven't seen that one. I saw the blue one floating around on Instagram and YouTube and stuff, but I have not seen the black wash titanium frame with black wash blade. Very cool. Less than 50 of those. So very limited production run. The order has already been placed. This is OEM by Concept. It's looking like a late May or early June delivery, or shipped to Tempest Knives, shipped to KC late May, early June. Of course, that's subject to change. You know, sometimes there are delays that, as a designer working with an OEM, we have no control over. So probably, let's say early June for this guy. And no refunds during the pre-order. Yes, of course, that makes sense. All right, so 8 inches overall. Okay, cool. I don't have my tape measure up here right now. 8 inches overall, 4.5 for the handle, 3 inches, 3.5 on the blade. Okay. S90V, Blade steel, we know that. Heat treated to 58 to 60 HRC. Scales are contoured and have diagonal micro milling lines. Yeah, so the micro milling, I'll get a nice close up. The micro milling is really cool. I'm a huge fan of micro milling, especially when it feels this nice with an inlay. The transition is really well done, and this adds just a little bit of grip. We have high flat grind. Yep, got the flat grind. Some of this I covered in my other video, but I wanted to go over all the details and make sure I cover everything in this video so you guys have all of the info. Hole and fuller opening, yes, we have that, and I actually think that's pretty cool that it's, you know, a fuller section right there and then the hole right there. Handle thickness, so less than ½ inch. Cool. Weight 4.2 ounces. The weight feels just right in my hand. It's not, I don't mind a chunky, you know, feeling knife, like a heavy knife, a hefty knife. That doesn't bother me at all. I actually like that sometimes. If a knife is too crazy light, that weirds me out a little bit, but this is just right. The weight feels great to me. Pivot is tooled. Oh, okay. So there are a couple changes. I'm going to go ahead and read off some of the changes now. So they're going to make the clip thicker, changing from 1 millimeter to 1.2 millimeters. Yeah, it is a little thin, but that didn't bother me. Left side clip, there will be 35 stonewash and 15 blackwash lefty clips available for free. Very cool. So lefties, definitely email Casey at Tempest Knives for the lefty clip. So I'm trying to think how that would work. So, oh, okay. So I'm guessing that this is reversible, but the lefty clip just has this on the other side, I guess. I'm sure you could use this on the other side. I don't know. I haven't tried. I'm not going to take it apart. It's a prototype. Let's see. Inlay screws. Okay, so there are T6 screws on this. So the small T6 screws are going to be black on the inlays here and here, which again, doesn't bother me that they're silver or satin. So this is the big one for me. So as I was carrying this and, you know, kind of handling it and playing around with it, the only thing on this knife that I thought could be improved and kind of bugged me a little bit was the lock bar access, and there's just something missing here. It's a little bit hard to disengage and your thumb kind of slips off just a little bit. So I was feeling that yesterday, and now I'm reading the changes. This is an awesome change. So we have a lock bar chamfer. The lock bar face will now have a chamfer right on this edge. So that will make it easier to catch your thumb, more comfortable to disengage. Awesome change, Casey. Very good, very good. And the pivot will be tooled on both sides. Okay. So I don't know if this is free spinning or not. Does it say captive? I don't know. Anyway, pivot will be tooled on both sides on the prototype. It's just tooled on the clip side. Rattling all the prototypes. He says they rattle, but I get zero rattle. Zero play, zero rattle. So they're going to improve the stop pin fit, which is right there. So there's no rattling, but I don't get any rattle at all. And finally, the jimping will be moved. So instead of the jimping being here, they're going to move it up a little bit to here. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That will be more comfortable, because that's kind of where if I choke up or I stay back, my thumb kind of lands right here anyway. So that's awesome changes. Good. It's always, you know, a tricky thing to make these small little changes from a prototype to a production run, because most of the time we don't. Every once in a while we'll get a second run of prototypes made, or new prototypes with the changes. But most of the time, these changes get made and then they come to us from in production from the OEM. So it's definitely a process to figure out the changes that need to be made, communicate that with the OEM, and then try and figure out what needs to be done to make it a better production, a better knife than it was in the prototype form. So we went over all that stuff. Hardware is titanium, clip and back spacer also titanium. The clip is righty, but okay, so the clip is righty. I still think it might be reversible. I mean, because you can see this. If I just flip it to the other side. Again, I'm not gonna mess with it. Let's go over real quick. That was all the details. Again, pre-order is February 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern. $200 for this. I think it's awesome. Titanium, S90V, really cool design. The inlay is super, super smooth, well done. I do like this kind of signature Tempest knives pivot, that kind of rim, racing car, tire-esque pivot. Action, super smooth. Detent is right on. Can I flick this floor? Yeah, you can flick the bottom portion of the floor. It's more comfortable up here where the hole is. But some good changes. I really like that they're doing the little chamfer on the lock bar. Clip, it's going to be a little bit thicker. Again, concept is OEMing this design. It's just a cool knife. It's just a really cool knife, and I am definitely curious to see the black wash version, but there's going to be 3 versions, and we got blue, silver, and black, basically. And I think this is going to be a hit, so I'm excited for Casey. And not only am I excited to support a fellow designer and reviewer, which of course, that's super important to me to support other designers and reviewers, but I really like the design too. It's a badass knife. So I want to support good work, and of course my friends and fellow designers, my peers, and fellow reviewers. So there's a few of us. You got Kev, Lefty EDC, doing his thing, and it's always a good thing to support a fellow designer and more importantly, a fellow small business. We are all small, super, micro businesses. So it's a good thing to support each other, and thank you guys for supporting not only, Casey's stuff, Tempest knives, but thank you guys for supporting me too. It means a lot. Very awesome knife, the Tempest knives Fractus. Pre-order is February 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern. Pre-order price, $200. Definitely check it out. I will catch you guys later.